Commodity TV here from the Rohstoffmesse Munich, the new commodity conference here in Munich. We are back in Munich, and that's good. And we want to now dive into the gold and copper sector, mainly copper. And with me here is Ivan Bebek, the CEO of Coppernico Metals. Hi, Ivan.
Hi, great to be here.
Good, welcome to Munich. First of all, I want to disclose I'm a shareholder of your company. Small, relatively new exploration and developing company out of Canada, but your flagship project Sombrero is in Peru. Could you give us an insight, please?
Sure. Yeah, this is a project I've pursued for almost half my career. I've been in the business for 25 years. I found a few gold mines. The project is a tier 1 skarn porphyry potential target in Peru. It has an analog to Las Bambas, which is the 11th largest producing copper mine in the world. That's 200 kilometers east of our project. This is a project we've been exploring for 10 years. We've been working through communities to get permits and social access. The biggest commitment we've done so far, and the biggest thing we're proud of, is the social access. We brought agriculture into the Andes. We won over some of the communities. We're giving a lot of jobs now. And we start to find some of the most impressive copper grades on surface. Very rich, tens of meters of over 1% copper in some targets. There is a few drill holes in another one of our targets, which shows the discovery is actually there. We have not drilled this area yet. It's where we're going to drill next. But the targets are big. They're multi-kilometer, and they're incredible grades on surface. And they draw analogs to major mines nearby on a very prolific copper belt.
Okay. So what has been achieved so far there?
So far, we found 10 different targets that have 1 to 3 kilometers in scale. They are predominantly covered by volcanic ash, so they're not fully exposed, but the ones that are exposed are showing extremely rich grades. They're giving us the confidence that the scale of world-class discoveries, there could be 2 or 3 big mines found in this large land position that we have. And we have achieved the social access. We've had 1 round of permits. We're now going for our 2nd round of expanded permits. So we've established relationships, not just with the communities, but with the government as well. And now we're ready to drill for a major discovery as commodity prices are starting to improve considerably, both in copper and gold.
Okay. Infrastructure is relatively good?
Infrastructure is exceptional, and I'm glad you asked that, because this is at about 4,000 meters in elevation. You drive in on a paved road. There's mine power arguably over top of your drills. There's a big power line that goes right over top of the property. There are 2 communities that are beside the project, but not on any of the targets. There's multiple sources of water, and the terrain is very moderate. So it's about as good as it gets, especially when you're in the Andes, to have that kind of infrastructure. It makes any grade we find worth much more than just the impressive grades that we're seeing, 0.5% to over 1% copper on surface, because the infrastructure is so good.
Okay, amazing. Let's come to the shareholder structure. I saw that there are a couple of big numbers in majors. I believe Newmont. Could you give us an insight into the shareholder structure?
So last year, Teck Anglo now, they bought a 9.9% of the company, and we raised 19.9 million at 50 cents Canadian per share. Newmont owns about 6% of the company as well. Outside of that, management, we own quite a bit of the company as well. There's some marquee investors, some big institutions out of New York and out of London that are shareholders as well. This has been a project that's been going on for about 10 years. We've attracted several majors. Teck was the most aggressive in pricing, and we have a lot of collaboration with them because they have Antamina in Peru, which is a big skarn system. There's a lot of similarities. So we have great working relationships with them. The shareholder base, though, is a strong one. I've been doing this for 25 years. I've had 2 big successes prior to this. So a lot of those investors have followed and financed this company and been more than patient with us to get this project online. The big projects like this take time because of the scale and the magnitude of what they are. This is a once-in-a-career opportunity to find something that has so many targets with such rich grades of copper at a time of the cycle where it is. So it's a really impressive shareholder base. It's ready to perform once we get drilling again, which will be sometime in the first half of next year.
Give us a short overview of your success in the past of these 2 companies.
So the first company, we discovered a 5 million ounce gold mine in Ghana. The stock went from 10 cents to $9 per share to about $1 billion market cap.
Wow.
Once that company hit the development stage, it's now producing gold. I went and spearheaded Caden Resources, which we sold to Agnico Eagle. Same starting point of a company, sold it at $3.60 per share. We took Agnico shares in the transaction. If you held those today, they're $22 a share.
Yeah.
And then Orin Resources, which was the parent company where Coppernico came from. We raised $100 million between 2015 and 2020, looking for tier 1 copper, gold, and silver assets. And we spun out Sombrero and Coppernico in 2021, and just took us a few more years through COVID to get the communities online, but we finally got there. And yes, I mean, the most difficult thing in this business is not share price performance, it's the right asset and it's the right people. And we've got both of those with this company.
Good. What can we await from Coppernico Metals within the next, let's say, 12 to 15 months?
Yeah, so we're going to be doing more sampling on where we just sampled. Recently, we put out some extremely impressive channel sample results, which were above 1% copper. We are back in that area, sampling more, and this will really set the stage for the drill program that's going to start within about 6 months or less. And at that stage, we will be able to go and reveal or drill for this world-class copper gold discovery. So it's drilling. Once we start drilling, the permit's expansive. It's 200 pads that we can drill from. This is a very, very big permit. And then we have other permits that are coming behind that. So our goal is to become a discovery drilling company for the rest of this bull market. We've done the hard work. We spent 9.5, 10 years grooming these targets, getting them ready. And now we're just getting through the permitting pipeline so that we can be steadily drilling and making discoveries as we go into the bull market.
Okay. You mentioned the financing last year. What's money in the bank at the moment?
Money's about $4 million in the bank. We have warrants at 30 cents per share that bring another $4.5 million. They're held with some very good investors. So capability to get capital is not difficult. There's a lot of strategic interest from outside parties, but we're not looking to finance anytime soon. Those warrants would cover the next round of drilling, and current treasury takes us to the end of July next year. So no need to raise any capital at this time. Okay. I have spoken about possibly acquiring a big gold project in the US. As you're aware, there's been a big shift in the U.S. administration towards mining. We'd like to capitalize on that. Gold is pushing $4,000 an ounce. There's a few projects we like. We looked at almost 70 projects, and they would measure in similar interest and scale as Sombrero, but in the gold. And our goal, much like Newmont, Bebek, some of the majors, now TSXV, is to be a copper gold company. From a share price performance, gold is the sizzle, copper is the steak, if you were to look at an analogy of how that works. But I think having a big discovery in Peru and copper and having a big gold asset in the US would be the best way to perform well for shareholders.
Wonderful. Okay. Ivan, thank you very much for this insight into Coppernico Metals, and all the best for the next year for drilling and also for this new gold project.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Yeah, that was Ivan Bebek, Chairman and CEO of Coppernico Metals. Many outcrops, many good results at the surface in Peru for copper and gold, and maybe a new gold project in the United States to come. So I would say check out this company and bye-bye from Munich.